This is the moment from 2017 when East London drill rapper CB, which stands for Cracky Blacks, his real name is Lekan Akinsoji, and he's a member of the Woodgrange gang, stabs to death Ahmed Dinjar, known on the street as Grinner, and who belonged to the Custom House gang. And as you've probably gathered, those two gangs were rivals, deadly rivals. While I replay the footage of this attack, prepare yourself for the shock and the chills that you're going to get from the other 9 cases, all represented by Bodycam and or CCTV.
Soji, I'm arresting you for the murder of Ahmed Dinjar on the 2nd of April 2017 on Freemasons Road. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence.
This is CB finally getting arrested for that murder in October 2024. And the thing is, it was very easy for the police to find him when they finally gathered enough evidence against him, because he was already in prison for a conspiracy charge doing 20 years. That was an offence that he committed in 2018, the year after he committed the murder that I've just described. After that murder, he bragged in the lyrics in his drill raps about no face, no case, because initially he and his accomplice on the night, Sunjata Keita, were actually arrested, but they were released soon after due to a lack of evidence against them.
Yes. Everything's suspicion. Okay, when I arrest you, I'll read the date out to you in a second. No problem.
So where can we go? Where's the lounge?
So, I'm arresting you for murder regarding the incident that occurred on the 2nd of April in 2017. Alright?
And this is the moment of the arrest of CB's accomplice on the night, Sunjata Keita. As at the time of this recording, October 2025, both CB and Sunjata are 27, and in the month where I'm making this video, October 2025, they were found guilty of murder all these years on from the murder, and they are due, as I record this, to be sentenced on the 24th of October 2025. They will get a life sentence. For murder, there is no other option. Our next case involves another 2 violent offenders who already know their sentence. First though, if I've got you hooked on the video so far, do subscribe, give the video a like, drop a comment when you're ready, and donate. Hit the thanks button below, I'll appreciate you. Arrest number 1 of 3.
Left.
Arrest number 2 of 3. And arrest number 3.
For the purpose of the warrant at the time being, alright? And you're going to be arrested, but I'll take you downstairs for the time being. Subject secure.
You've now seen the faces, more or less, of the 2 main people involved in these arrests. They are both drug dealers, and they shot another drug dealer, obviously wanting to eliminate the competition. One of the 3 arrests that we've just seen was that of a 41-year-old woman called Margaret Knapp.
I'm getting arrested for what reason?
Okay, right, just listen to me for a second, okay? So you're going to be under arrest for 3 offences. 1 is for attempt murder. Second offence is possession with a firearm with intention to endanger life. And the 3rd offence is conspiracy to supply Class A drugs. So you do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention them in question, something which you later rely in court, and anything you do say may be given.
The shooting took place in Waltham Abbey in Essex on the 24th of November 2024. So the guy, the victim, we'll call him Barry, went over to Margaret Knapp's flat, and then Mohammed and Nazri jumped out on him, chased him out of the flat. They shot at him 3 times, and one of the shots got him in the leg. At the point when they actually got him in the leg with a shot, he was scrambling to get back into his car. So this was out in the open, and there were people passing by, and it was an afternoon. Everyone could see what was going on. There was also a 3rd man involved in the act, but he hasn't been traced. On the 6th of October 2025 at Basildon Crown Court, Mohammed and Naziri both got convicted of attempted murder and a number of other offences as well, and they each got 27 years. Margaret Knapp, meanwhile, was found guilty of assisting in the commission of an offence, and she got 5 years. As you're about to see in our next case though, Mohammed and Naziri are by no means the most brazen criminals to be caught on camera. Ever wondered what happens if you live in Skegness in Lincolnshire and you don't pay your drug debt? Simple. You get all of 12 men armed with machetes and axes coming to your home and smashing their way in. What these dozen gangsters don't know, though, is that the police are already watching. The two men who were inside the home were thankfully able to escape through the back before the gang got into the home. The event took place on the 27th of February 2023. On the 9th of October 2025, Paul Johns, 35, got 14 months for affray, while Shane Tew, age 40, got 10 months for the same offence. A third person, because only 3 of the 12 were actually traced, whose name is Tommy Gaskin Sr., and he's 53, is going to be sentenced later. Listen, if you ever see a middle-aged woman walking around with a doll, don't assume that she's balmy but harmless. If you don't believe me, check out our next case.
Hello, is it Nicolette? Can you do me a favour, Nicolette? Can you put your hands behind your back for me? Just turn around, put your hands behind your back for me. Right, Nicolette.
Yeah, darling.
So it's 3:32. I'm arresting you on suspicion of kidnaps. So you don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned.
Yes, kidnap. And the moment when 51-year-old Nicolette Goldrick, who comes from Blackpool, tried to snatch a 7-month-old baby who was in her pram on Central Drive in Blackpool in the northwest of England, is being shown now. Nicolette Goldrick is a woman with massive mental health problems. She goes around with a doll which she calls her child. On the 7th of October 2025, she got 12 months for her act of kidnap, which she actually admitted to. And she also got a 5-year restraining order in relation to her assault on a member of the emergency services. She was quite aggressive when she was being arrested. She spat at someone, a police officer, and also kicked a police officer. Then again, at least this antagonist didn't actually kill anyone, unlike in our next case.
I wouldn't have been hitting him. It might look like that to you, but I wasn't.
This is 48-year-old Michael Ives from Flintshire in Wales, in police custody in August 2021, denying punching his own grandson, 2-year-old Ethan Ives-Griffiths, 2 times after dragging the boy into the car seat of his car.
What were you doing? I might have been pushing the car seat back, I don't know.
Oh, as if. And I'll tell you now that picking his grandson up by either his upper arm or his shoulder or by the scruff of his neck, dragging him around like a little rag doll, was typical of the grandfather. Michael Ives and his wife, 46-year-old Kerry Ives, have a total of 9 children, aged from under 10 to well into their 20s. The mother of their grandson is, in fact, 28-year-old Shannon Ives. She moved back in with her parents, with her little boy as well, because wherever she was living before, she started to feel unsafe there. Her parents had a history of being abusive towards their children, and in fact in court Shannon Ives testified that they were abusive towards her herself when she was growing up. Ethan couldn't walk properly. He had damage to his joints and other parts of his legs because of the violence inflicted on him by his grandfather, and both his grandmother and his mother found it funny when the grandfather made fun, impersonated the way his grandchild walked. On the 14th of August 2021, the family called an ambulance for Ethan because he fainted, and 2 days after that, he died in hospital from a catastrophic brain injury. When he was at the hospital, the medical staff found him malnourished and dehydrated. He was severely underweight for his age. They also detected numerous abdominal injuries to the boy. Ethan's fatal head injury was said to have been caused by deliberate force or shaking, and that is what led to his collapse. When the police came to speak to the grandparents about what had happened to Ethan, they of course told the police a pack of lies. As for Ethan's father, Will Griffiths, he and Shannon had split up and he had very little access to his son. On the 3rd of October 2025 at Mould Crown Court, Michael Ives got 23 years as the minimum term of his life sentence, and his wife got life with a minimum term of 17 years. Shannon Ives, meanwhile, was cleared of murder but was convicted of causing or allowing the death of a child, and she's got 12 years. They all were convicted of other related charges as well. From family violence to gang violence, our next case shows two from a gang of 6 who killed someone down in Peckham in southeast London, trying to destroy evidence. This is the moment from the 12th of July 2024 when 2 of a 6-strong gang who shot dead Jesse Lloyd-Smith in Peckham, southeast London on the 10th of July 2024 burned the car that they had used in the shooting in order, of course, to get rid of the evidence against them. Fat lot of good it did them. On the 10th of October 2025, 20-year-old Gabriel Charles, who comes from Southwark in South London, got life for murder. I can't for the life of me trace the reason for Jesse Lloyd-Smith's murder, but it took place in an alleyway close to the Damilola Taylor Centre in Peckham, of all places. In case you don't know, Damilola Taylor was a school kid who was knifed to death in 2000 by a couple of boys for absolutely no reason. The murder of Jesse Lloyd-Smith, who was 20, was an execution. It involved planning and premeditation, including obtaining a stolen vehicle, false number plates to disguise the vehicle's identity, and obtaining a firearm and ammunition, and also carrying out surveillance, almost stalking if you like, to identify Jesse Lloyd-Smith's whereabouts. So at the Old Bailey on the 10th of October 2025, Gabriel Charles got 28 years as the minimum term of his life sentence. From gang violence, we now return to the horrific theme of domestic violence.
Can you open the door? I'm not saying you've done anything, but we need to have a chat.
You're not going to grab me. I haven't
I'm not going to grab you. We need to have a
this
chat.
on TikTok Live.
You want to put it on TikTok Live?
What do you want to have a chat about outside my grandma's estate?
Well, we can go.
Yeah, this estate, which is in Homerton, East London, is where this woman's grandmother lives. This is 24-year-old Nazli Merthoca, and she was staying with her grandmother when, in July 2024, her 3-month-old baby daughter suddenly collapsed.
Well, we can go inside.
No, I'm going to the hospital because are you Mark? Where's Mark?
No, who's Mark?
Police that called my phone.
The police that called your phone?
My daughter's at the hospital because she stopped breathing yesterday. Her heart stopped breathing and she was crying and her milk was coming out her mouth and stuff, and I did CPR and I called the ambulance. So why?
No, Nazli, there's a little bit more to it than that, namely the fact that you shook the life out of your little baby girl, which caused her catastrophic brain injuries as well as a broken leg and broken ribs. At this point in this video, she's not dead, but she will be soon.
So why have you guys been called when I'm on the way to the hospital?
So we were called by the hospital because they just had some concerns.
Yeah, what was the concern? That I wasn't coming?
Concerns. I think so, yeah.
Yeah, but I am coming. You lot actually met me when I was coming out and the social worker came with you. She said she was meeting me.
So the social worker?
Hi, yeah, she's there.
At this very moment in time, madam, you're under arrest for attempted murder. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm you. We've got reason to believe, we suspect that you have, so that's the reason why we're doing this.
Did I need to speak to someone?
So I'm going to go jail for attempted murder that I didn't do.
You're not going to go to jail, sweetheart. That's not how this works.
I'm going to be. I called the ambulance because
okay.
she wasn't breathing and her breathing was going. No one attempted to kill her. If anyone else called the ambulance and said the same about their child, they wouldn't be arrested like I am being doing now.
Okay.
Why? I pay my taxes to use your services, and I called the ambulance.
The hospital have concerns about how these injuries came about. Okay.
Yeah, but
that's why we have come today.
They've come about.
That's between you and the hospital, okay?
Yeah,
but right now, this is the procedure that needs to go through.
Investigation of what happened or how.
Part of the investigation.
How?
That's how this works, honey. Because we need to speak to you.
You're saying attempted murder. Is she dead? Is she dead?
No, she's not.
The way she asked that question shows her complete lack of emotional interest in her daughter. She doesn't give a toss about her daughter, and we can see that now because I've said how her daughter came to sustain the injuries that got her taken to hospital. She has shown no worry, no panic, no concern whatsoever. Instead, she's just been acting in a very belligerent and confrontational way. She's angry, she's only interested in her own self-preservation, and her daughter is very, very sick and injured in hospital. Why the hell isn't the woman there? Hang on, we already know.
No, she's not dead.
So why are you saying attempted murder? I haven't harmed her.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Where are you taking me now?
We're just waiting for a van to come.
So she brought you here with a car to get me arrested?
That's not
when
how
I'm
it
how many
works,
months
honey.
preterm?
That's not how this works.
Much, you know you can't
That's
arrest
not
me.
how this works.
I see the perinatal mental health team. You're gonna have to deal with me as someone who's unwell.
Right, okay.
On the note of the woman's mental state, even before the woman's daughter, who was called Kailani Kalanzi, was born, social services were involved in that little baby's life. Nazli and her partner, Herbert Kalanzi, who is 35 years old, had a very abusive relationship. They were very selfish and they were forever putting their needs above those of their baby daughter. And yet, before Kailani came into the world, social services deemed that the couple was fit to look after their child. As we can now all see with hindsight, the social services got it seriously wrong and it cost a little baby girl her life.
But well, you know, if I get to the police station, you guys don't need to put me in a cell. You can interview me if I'm doing it, if I'm voluntarily.
We'll make that risk assessment when we get there.
I called the ambulance and I didn't do anything. I did CPR. I don't know what you want me to do.
I understand it's a bit of a shock. Right. Well, let's take it one step at a time, okay? Take it one step at a time. One step at a time.
Everything.
Okay, I'm ruining everything, that's fine. But I'm going to give you a search now, okay? To make sure you have nothing on you.
You can arrest me like this when I haven't done anything.
I haven't done anything. Okay.
On the 14th of October 2025 at the Old Bailey, Nazli was found guilty not of murder but of manslaughter. She's due to be sentenced on the 15th of December 2025. Now for a very different case of domestic violence, which is no less horrific.
One patrol still at the flat, coming out aspect as well.
In case you haven't had enough murder stories so far, this is the arrest of 34-year-old Michael Ormandy, who comes from Homerton in Merseyside and who, on the 15th of April this year, murdered his 27-year-old girlfriend, Rebecca Campbell, by stabbing her 27 times at her flat. The man is a former cage fighter and boxer, and when he was originally arrested, which is what you're seeing here, he claimed that Rebecca had stabbed herself. After murdering Rebecca, he went out and called the police and told them that he was wearing a suicide vest and he threatened to blow everyone up. And they captured him, it's a bit hard to tell in this video footage, as he walked on a nearby canal towpath. The couple had only been in a relationship for about 4 months. When he was sentenced, which happened on the 16th of October 2025, he started smiling and clapping, and then he shouted to the public gallery where Rebecca's family and friends all were, "Come on, Cloud9, I know where you all live, you duff, C bleep NTS." He got life with a minimum of 24 years. We move on now to another case of murder, this time involving the murder of one stranger by another in broad daylight, all captured on CCTV. This is the moment when 20-year-old Alfie Franco from Huddersfield in West Yorkshire stabbed 16-year-old Ahmad Mamdou Al-Ibrahim with a flick knife after confronting him on the 3rd of April 2025. Franco had been walking along Ramsden Street with his then-girlfriend when Ahmad, who was with a friend, walked past them. And it appears that Ahmad made a slight contact with Franco's girlfriend as he went past them. And for whatever reason, Franco appeared to take offence at that very minor contact between Ahmad and Franco's own girlfriend. And out came Franco's flick knife. In court, Franco claimed that he had acted in self-defence because he thought that Ahmad had a knife and would attack him first. That was laughed out of court by the prosecution. On the 10th of October 2025 at Leeds Crown Court, Franco got life with a minimum term of 23 years. Now, in case you're expecting something lighter in our next case, the 40-second arrest body cam that you're about to watch captures the moment a father becomes a monster.
She's my witness and I'm her witness. No!
Later on, anything you do say may be given evidence.
What?
Necessity for your arrest for a prompt and effective investigation.
Come on.
And to
what are you on
person.
about? Really? Really?
Yeah, no worries.
So
I said
really?
to you, Dan, at the moment you're under arrest for attempted murder, okay?
Nothing wrong, mate.
Okay, I understand that.
Can I have some of that bacon?
It's murder now. It is murder, yeah.
Really?
No, she's gone in with charge.
Sophie, I love you. I love you.
This is 27-year-old Daniel Gunter from Yeovil in Somerset, southwest England. His baby son was only 2 weeks old when he died, having been born prematurely. He died on the 5th of March 2024. Gunter was forever being rough with his son, pinching him, poking him. The nurses kept telling him not to do things like that because that would overstimulate the baby, which is bad for the baby. He never ever listened. There was an occasion where he roared at his little baby because the baby weed on him while his father was changing him. I don't know what exactly Gunter did to his baby boy to inflict the following injuries on him, but the baby, whose name was Brendan, died as a result of a fractured skull, a broken neck, a broken jaw and broken legs. Gunter was a very selfish, childish and controlling man. He had a girlfriend, the mother of the child, whose name is Sophie Studden, and she was cleared of all liability for baby Brendan's murder. He made her share his mobile, his laptop, his email address, and there were occasions where he would send emails to Sophie's friends and family in the role of Sophie. He controlled what his girlfriend ate, when she ate, who she could speak to, who she could go and see, and when she could go and smoke. In court, it was argued that his reason for murdering his baby son was in order to remove the child as the priority of the child's mother, Gunter's girlfriend. In doing so, he was able to go back to being the number one priority for his girlfriend and go back to being in a position where he could have her attention as well as her submission. On the 3rd of October 2025 at Bristol Crown Court, Gunter got life with a minimum of 20 years for the murder of his baby son. If this video has gripped you, I recommend you to watch this one next. I'll meet you there.